Well, well, well. Hello everyone and welcome into yet another live stream. How are we doing on this fine evening morning? Midday. I'm feeling worse to make it. I am decent. I've been feeling a bit down past couple of days, but it will pass. This is just standard clockwork. I just want to go to sleep, but now I won't. Oh no, actually, quite the contrary, you see. This entire live stream will be engineered just to put everyone to sleep. That's the whole point of this one. So you will go to sleep. Because that's what we do here at Make Hits. This is gonna be a pretty chill live stream, so I would highly encourage you to go to sleep. No sleep for me, sleepy false advertising, honestly. If I'm being completely honest, where's the script for the video? There's the script for the video. Yeah, it's technically going to be a bit of a video walking stream in theory, but in practice it's going to be mild. We're just going to do some basic renders or whatever is needed. I'm opening hot, that's the one. We still have only one file, that's not a lot. I'm sleepy, but I will never go to sleep, so I'll be sleepier. I guess that actually works, surprisingly. Wait, where did we finish? We finished at this getting rendered up to... Oh yeah, the reason why this getting rendered was important because now... Oh boy, this is going to be such a pain. The reason why this getting rendered was important is because now what do we want is we want to set up this as a screen on which we will display Manim. So this will be pitch black, and now we need to do all the animations. I don't want people to say, I guess this works in a way. I mean, I guess it technically works. Make it voice sounds monotone. Yes, this is what happens when I'm on the lows. I had a whole cup of coffee and I don't know if I should drink it or not. I could drink it. It would power me a bit through the stream, but then after the stream I wouldn't be able to fall asleep. On the other hand, what I want to do is I want to do the stream, after the stream, take a nap, like an hour long, half an hour long nap, and then just keep on working on videos. I want to start doing power naps because I feel like they might improve my productivity. I don't know how they work. I'm just trying stuff out. So were to graph the amount of kinetic energy disappearing and then we release the first reappearing. This is actually track of our definition, since we said that energy can neither be created nor destroyed. It's a conserved quantity. So that's why we made up potential energy. So what we're going to need to do, oh my goodness, this is going to be a fun thing. Well, actually, I feel like Manim might not be the best tool for this. I like monotone, make it sounds more relaxed. Well, then that's what we're going to do. We're doing monotone, make it. Wait, if I'm doing this, then we can switch back to the original material, actually. There we go. And there's another way we could animate this without Manim, which might be better for this approach, which basically means with curves. So right here, we will basically want to add functions, as in the graph functions, not the functions. Which means 0 will be right here. I think that's a pretty solid one. Okay, there we go. And then oh, 0 might be right here. A bit higher up. there. Now 1 is at height 1 and 0 is at height 0. Hi there, Vincenzo, welcome. And now we're going to scale them all down. Festive. It's gonna be annoying because I can't really tell where they are exactly. That's where it is. Sick. And now we can create functions. I am animating. Oh yeah, we're making a video on the streams, plural, multiple, and where we basically did the research for the video, then we did a bit of scripting. This is not the whole video, but it's a chunk of it, and now we're animating for it. So this is basically a segment about potential energy. I think relying too much on coffee is bad for you. I'm not really relying too much on coffee. It just boosts my productivity. I can function without coffee. It's just that I function better with, so I choose to use it. Now we're going to bring it up, although I would like to subdivide these and also do it a bit more mathematically, as in subdivide all of these and then move them 1 meter up, because that way it's a bit more normalized. And now what we can do is we can actually have a cylinder like this, 90, make it smaller, pun intended, and then add a modifier, generate array going. What's wrong? Where is it going? It's going this way, which is wrong. One going Y, no, Z, and these 0, 0, and then just crank that bad boy up, and then add another modifier. I should play some music, shouldn't I? Give me a second. This should work now. There we go. Now we can move it back, and sick and neat and slick. We can move the whole function in. That's way too long. No, if I had a nickel for every single time I had that, then I wouldn't have that many nickels. So the first one is going to be red, and it's going to be kinetic energy. Although right here we would like this to go to the side like that, because this would be flat. I won't say don't work yourself too much, but I know your YouTube grind is hard, so I will tell you to work hard, but take care of your smart boy. I am taking care of myself. If I'm not healthy, I'm not productive. That's actually a very good incentive. Where if I want to be productive, I can't be self-destructive. It's actually a very beautiful incentive cycle. Okay, is this good enough? I feel like it is. So basically what we want this to represent is how oh, we'll need some more frames for this. So like, oh my goodness, it's gonna take ages to render it again. Oh, why am I like this? So right here we'll have this rotation scale. Right here we'll have this. There we go. And now what's going to happen is this is going to go in. But you have to remember, this is the kinetic energy. So this is basically, the red line will be displaying kinetic energy. And kinetic energy is movement. So if kinetic energy is high, that means our ball has to be moving. Which means right here, it will be moving up to this point, where it's flatlining. So this will basically go up. A quick switcheroo. Actually, you know what? No, we're gonna save it as a different file. That will be a bit better. Or maybe, what should be potential energy like? It does feel a bit purplish to me. I'm crazy. There we go, and then it will stick right here until the kinetic energy starts to increase, in which case it will fall back down. So basically like this. Kinetic energy is high, so okay, this shouldn't bounce. This should be very much busier, because that's what we have on the graph. So kinetic energy is high, so it's moving quickly up, and then once again it's increasing because it's moving. And then right here it would obviously go really quickly down because the ball is bouncing, but that looks merful. It's like drugs. I mean, I could, hold on, allow me to play some music. This is a chill live stream. So chill music. Copyright free, because we don't want YouTube to take down my whole YouTube channel. No, please, no music. It's just a background for me. Alright, there we go. Yes, so this will be the graph of kinetic energy, right? Another kind of energy is potential. So if we take our ball again, move it up this time, the gravity wants to pull down. We call it potential because there isn't really any physical pressure for it. Yes, so this is what we animated. Technically, it isn't quite like that because you would see that it's disappearing, but when we release the ball, the energy is reappearing. But this doesn't actually track our definition, since we said that energy can neither be created nor destroyed. It's a conserved quantity. So that's why we made up potential energy. So this is the whole thing. Was not music, I'm relaxing. No, it's gonna be relaxing music, of course. It's a relaxing stream. So this entire animation actually takes care of this whole huge chunk. And as you can see, that's what I mean when people get excited by animation. I always mean it's really easy to make them. It's always what I mean. Like, I made a single animation, what, 13 minutes? 10 minutes. In 10 minutes I made this whole thing. Well, technically I had this, but we made this last stream. And so there you go. I could refine it a bit by having this to be exact length. Let me guess. Of course this end goes away. That's so annoying. Because in order to fix it, it will have to look like this. Or maybe that's fixable. High kinetic energy, high movement. Low kinetic, low movement. Let's move this a bit to the left. Actually wanted to start moving the second it hits, so right here is where we want it to start moving. There we go. And then going back down. Neat. I can make it without sounding loud. He still sounds excited. Happy, you're really happy today. And I gotta say, I really like this kind of view. You're really making me feel good inside. Now, I shouldn't render this on stream because it's gonna take hours. This might genuinely take hours. If it will be a minute per frame, that's a little bit over 3 hours to render this animation. So instead what I should do is I should render it off stream. Oh, I know what I should do. I should change in gross person and spoiler. Hi Tefta! Hi, I've seen the oh, I'm so excited about Dell Robotics thing. Oh, it's so amazing. Oh, it is great. For those who don't know, TEFTA basically is, should I call it the partnership? Is it partnering? I don't know the technical term. But basically partnering with Delta Robotics, where like TEFTA is making the device for input and Delta Robotics is making the output devices for artificial limbs basically, and I think it's really cool. Okay, so Blender, big is a file. Wait, can I just check? I'm sorry. I do. What do you mean? Wait, what? I'm sorry. I know, I feel chilled. I have too much negativity on Discord, so my brain switched to happy mode. That is an appropriate way to use Discord. Yeah, it is all open source, but everything about it is amazing. Open source. I myself, as I already mentioned, multiple occasions, I myself am a transhumanist, alright? I would love to replace all of my limbs. This is basically the quickest way to do it. hold on, what was I looking for? Oh yeah, right, Blender file. Because what I basically will need to check is... Where did I download Blender? Sounds my friend. Hi, Andy. Welcome. Blender. Where did I download the thing? I'm sorry I'm not doing it justice, by the way, Tefta, on the stream. It's just, I can't win them all, but it's really hard for me to express how excited I am. Actually, I've already mentioned it to him, but yeah, it's really cool. The interview was great. I love these streams because it motivates me to walk. This one is way more chill oriented. We're just doing walk slowly, you know. Wait, can I blend exe help? Oh, sweet. Lovely. Am I the only one who can hear alone? I feel like I can. Am I? I'm obviously capturing my audio. Alright, so what we're looking for is just simple commands. And from what I'm understanding, actually I feel like it would be run background. That's just minor improvement, still improvement, Windows. Let's see. Oh, rendering actually might be easier. You are super quiet. How about now? How about, is this better? Face review will make it get $1 million from YouTube. I'm not the guy. I'm okay. Well, I turned up my my mixer to the max, both the virtual one in OBS and the physical one. So hopefully this was better. I can move it up even further. There we go. Now we're moving into the yellow, deep yellow territory. Oh, a bit lower down so it wouldn't compress anything. Okay. Blender B is just means background. File, you select a file. A. Render on 10th frame. Ooh, F is what I'm looking for. This is phenomenal because I can just set up a file which will basically do exactly what I need to do. How do PowerShell commands work? I don't remember. Whoops. Hold on. CD M new era. Still working on site. Hot. One energy. Yes, I trust the authors. Render.ps1. So this is PowerShell, which I think I need to do CD first. Or I can just execute like this. That's also a possibility. Foundation Blender / blender.exe. Could this work as a... I don't remember PowerShell that well. I could do it in batch. But if I have PowerShell would be a bit stronger. And right here we technically could just do background and then select the file, which is for the .blender. It might have sometimes a number at the end, but that's only because Blender saves backups this way, which is actually, in my opinion, a really creative and actually useful thing. I mean, it's certainly obviously very useful, but it's a very creative way to do a backup, and I really like it. Basically, you just get additional file, which is Blender 1, which technically is a garbage ending because nothing is actually, like, Windows gets really confused by this, but in reality you can just remove the 1 and it's a fully functional Blender file. So that way you can just basically avoid the whole two files named the same thing problem. But Windows still gets confused because, of course. And then output. Yes, so for this one we will have the output of 15. This is going to be our output. So output will be output will be right here. Good luck, Andy. Good luck. Okay, so this will be the output. We should switch them all to the appropriate ones. I'm hoping this is gonna work, right? I mean, we're gonna check it in a second, so it's not that big a problem. And then we will have F, which F, and then how do I use F? Actually, this might be easier to check. Right here, F, render frame you save it. A range of frames can be expressed using separated in first and last frames. Phenomenal, which means 1300 to 1500. So 1300, 1500. This should work. I don't think make it is too social for an interview. I mean, here's social, just an interview takes a lot of effort. I love interviews. I mean, business-wise, I am really good at them. In the past, I remember I did a thing where I basically taught someone how to stream. They paid me a lot of money. I told them that they shouldn't give me this much money, but they were like, no, you explained well, have this money. It was a lot of money. I got around, I think 200 or 300 bucks for just teaching someone how to stream. I really enjoyed it, actually. It was really fun. Should this work? I think so. The background might screw me over a bit, but oh well. Let's first try it right here, because this is bash, so precisely the problem. This should be in the code, shouldn't it? No, it shouldn't. Oh my goodness, no. We might need to change the directory for this, which is a problem, because if we switch directory, then none of these are going to work, which is set location. Oh, come on. PowerShell, get it together. Which means right here what we'll need is this. There we go. Now we can try doing the same thing, and we can actually post all of them if I'm not mistaken. Ooh, Bandicoot, no such file directory. You are unbelievable. Is there really no such file directory? Wait, hold on. 4d.blend. I beg to differ. I sincerely and honestly beg to differ. It really is not a blend. I'm an idiot. That's the problem. Blend for, wait, what did I? The blend. Yes. There we go. Is it rendering? Sure do hope so. When open a video, I explain all computer science in 1 hour. Computer science will be very annoying to explain. Mostly because when it comes to computer science, it's the basically highest abstraction field of math. So explaining computer science isn't difficult, there's just a lot of ground to cover. It's basically, it's mostly a medicine phenomena, where in medicine, explaining how the body works isn't difficult, it's just that you have a lot of components to explain. And computer science is the most, in that sense, abstract kind of field when it goes to math. So explaining all of computer science isn't actually difficult. All the underlying concepts are really simple. There's just a lot. Because, I don't know, people who do computer science and programming too, they just like to seem smart. Is this rendering? I think it is. Suddenly seems like rendering. Suddenly seems like 2 frames should be rendered already. Let's check. We picked folder 15 and there we go. 3 of them rendered. Would you look at that? Sick. Now let me stop this for a second and let's oh yeah, and then we can actually do CD and then go back to this directory just to make this a bit easier for us, so we can restart the whole process. Message retracted. So what Mickey wants to say, it has too many smart words that may or may not be in Latin. I'm looking at you, medicine. I mean, medicine has a lot of smart words that may or may not be Latin, but they at least have a reason for it. Like, they can at least say, like, okay, you can combine these words, and I guess it makes sense. That's mostly because, you know, meningitis sounds better than inflammation of that brainy thing. That's mostly why doctors use Latin. But in programming, it's only because of ego. In programming, when someone calls something, actually I could just you know what, in programming, when and just insert everything, absolutely everything and anything related to cryptography. Cryptography is cool, but the technical terms are bloody awful. They're not helping one bit anyone understand cryptography. Math has this one really nice feature of it, where basically, because we get to set the rules, we also have absolute power when it comes to the notation, which is really nice. And that's why when it comes to math, you really often see it described as beautiful. A lot of people are describing math as beautiful, and the reason why is because in math you really often have these connections which, well, there's no other way to describe. They are just straight up beautiful when you see them. And because of that, the additional confusion, the additional abstraction, and the additional, you know, adding smart words bit is really screwing math over. It's really making it less appealing. I feel anything has too many smart words, I'll never remember them. Precisely, yeah. And I wouldn't say that's bad. In my opinion, you don't need smart words in order to succeed in any given field of science. You do need smart words if you want to communicate easily with other people who use smart words, but they aren't a requirement in any way. Alrighty, this was actually quite a bit. There we go. And then we just say that instead our kinetic energy disappearing and reappearing, it's converted into potential energy. So we add another line summing both energies together. Another line. Summing both energies together, it will always stay constant, which means that the more energy we, in quotes, lose right here, the more we'll gain right here. The lower this drops, the higher this gets. So right here we want basically another, there we go, another puff. This one going down 1, I am an idiot. -1. That makes sense. And then the literal opposite, which means one. There we go. This should be a good-ish enough of an opposite for this to work. There, festive. And now we can set this to the potential energy color. And then we can just do the exact same thing. So copy the keyframes over in this case. What this is an attempt at, we're making animations for a video. Oh, you love to see it. It ties in perfectly. So it's going up and then it's going down. So basically a graph of kinetic energy in relation to potential energy. And the point of this graph is that if you add two of them together at any given point, you will always get a constant value, because you cannot create energy nor destroy it. Then of course we'll have the next segment in which both of these will actually drop to 0, and that's because of thermal energy, which we'll also have to add over there. But that's a foreshadowing. And so there we go, which this is actually a finished animation once again. Once we have the good setup, these animations are really simple, which means we can just copy this over right here, and 16th folder, which will be from 1500 to 700. Oh, this is great. I'll be able to just render all of it at once, which is nice. I like that. Why is there neon pink passing through a red snake? Because it's art. It's art. We're doing art here today. We're artistic. That's what we do. 16. There. Okay. What's next? Phenomenal question. Next we have... So for kinetic energy disappearing, reappearance again converted into potential energy. So if we run a line, summing both energies together, it will always stay constant. And right here, this one will be a lot shorter. Well, not a lot shorter, but a bit shorter. 1800, I think, would be good enough. Which will look like this. My head hurts a bit. Huh. Oh well. And the total energy will be yellow, because that's obviously the color of energy, and anyone who disagrees with that claim is just plain wrong and delusional. I want this guy to hit the YouTube algorithm jackpot so badly. I already did. Addition to quantum mechanics video. That video is huge. Let me pull out a graph just to... Let me show you in perspective just how massive that video is. Because I don't think most people appreciate just how large that video truly is. We learn coding. I just started coding stuff, and then you just look up how to code things. That's it. That's all you do. You just look up how to code specific things, and then that's how you learn coding. Okay, so let me put it in perspective. Addition to quantum mechanics video has 411,000 views. A fair bit. Then the entire channel has... Let me put it to you in perspective. This graph right here should showcase just how well I've already hit the YouTube algorithm jackpot with the addition to quantum mechanics video. the every other video combined isn't really doing it justice, because it's actually every video, every live stream, and every short. So yeah, additional quantum mechanics. That video is pretty large. It's huge. So I'm already happy. And that's 70% of views in total. Well, 500 more, close, a bit closer to 80%. It's a lot. Alrighty, now this right here, we can just delete those and then just move it to the right. Actually, we don't have to delete them. Ooh, and also we made a bit of a whoopsie, and that's because this one will have to be shorter, that is true. There we go. And so right here, this. Because the sum of every single kind of energy has to be constant. Total energy has to be constant because energy cannot be created nor destroyed. Simple enough. Now we just need a little bit more consistent and make it swing through. I've made so many videos since addition quantum mechanics. It's just that none of those videos hit the jackpot. Also, I've been streaming every single day for almost 500 days. I'm tired of consistency. Alright. Is this illustrating the point well? I think so. So the next thing is to add it to the list of things to render. In this case, it will be onto the 17th folder. 1700 to 1800. There we go. Oh my god, it's an integral. I do like that bit. Someone basically left a comment saying, did you just teach me probability using integration and integration using probability? And honestly, I'm really happy with that approach. I really did introduce both things, like cross-referencing them. But that's actually how calculus is meant to be introduced. When it comes to definitions, you can define derivatives in relation to limits, and then limits in relation to derivatives, but you can't really break the circle link. Alrighty, summing both energies together, it will always stay constant, which means that the more energy in quotes lose right here, the more energy you gain right here. The lower this drops, the higher this gets. And right here, all we want to do is just highlight one of them. So this 1850. In this case, I wouldn't have to render 50 frames, I suppose, for this. I could just render one. Yeah, and that probably will do. It will save me a bit of render time, and will make the whole thing a bit easier later on to stitch together. 6 in the morning. What are you doing out so early? Oh, I love how when you use just the correct engine, you can just get these nice renders with absolutely no effort. Cross-referencing just clicks on my head. I mean, it has to be cross-reference. Well, it doesn't have. Okay, it doesn't have to be cross-referenced, but cross-reference is the formal definition. It's basically, if I'm not mistaken, Hoplitas rule. Oh, spelled in a very, yeah, there we go. That one, and then this one is basically for finding limits, evaluating limits, and then derivatives, definition of derivatives. So definition of derivative, this one. So you can see how this would be basically a bit circular, right? With this being the in quotes definition of a limit. Technically not definition of a limit, but in practice how you calculate limit, how you evaluate it. And this being definition of a derivative. There we go, save frames 16. Am I missing a folder? I'm missing 17. I am missing a folder. Thank goodness I checked 17. Otherwise the thing would break and probably wouldn't render overnight. Well, overnight. it's quite late right now. Wait, was it at earlier on 2, right? Yes, okay, 2. Now this one. And what's next? The constant right here, here. The lower this drops down it gets. For a second, the red line right here represents our kinetic energy, so the movement of the mass of the ball. I'm having a lot of trouble describing kinetic energy in a short way, actually, because it's movement is the easiest way to describe it, but I know a lot of people are going to add asterisks in the comments, and they will be right to do so, because technically movement isn't like enough. I just use the word movement for kinetic energy. I feel like it's sort of at least accurate. The unit is wild. The unit is, if I'm not mistaken, momentum times velocity. Just, well, it's movement. A lot of movement. The energy that can be released by gravity, so the height. Now both of them summed up give us the total energy, which is always constant. Except it isn't, and based on what I described, it really seems weird. I mean, in what possible scenario would this line not be constant? Isn't movement just type of chemistry? I don't quite get what you mean by that. Of the ball. Kind of like velocity. Oh, then we'll have to re-render the whole thing actually. Oh, damn it, why am I like this? Well, we'll have to re-render it 100 by 100. Which is technically quicker. Technically quicker. Welcome to Make It rendering videos. Like, you need a chemical reaction for movement. I don't think so. I mean, if you just throw a ball, that's not a chemical reaction. The video, I explained all computer science in 1 hour. I explained all calculus in 1 hour. That video would take me a really long time to make. I want to make some math videos, it's just that they're low on my priority list because all of the different math YouTubers I reached out to collaborate with me have all ghosted me. At this one, problem must be me. Okay, so this is the, in quotes, total energy, not quite all energy. So what we would like to do right now is do another 100, which basically means 1850 to 1950. Just 100 frames to quickly go up and down. So these are ball frames, and we just want to squish them into... This is the same thing, so we don't care about this. Just squish them to 1950. And now one really cool thing which we can do is we can actually modify this texture, but we have to be careful because everything's on a single path file. Actually, in this case we can just create a new file just to be safe. And right here we'll have texture coordinate generated. We'll want to separate it into XYZ. I don't know if generated is the right one, but we'll see. This into a color ramp, and then the color ramp into the math, not vector, only standard math. Add 2, right here, 0, this, multiply by 100. This right here, X was the wrong one, Y, Z. Damn it. No, this might actually be the right one. It's just I need to switch this to black. There we go. It wasn't Z, it was Y. I can't tell. No, it must have been Z. It's really hard to tell. And now... the mafia are ready to go on dates. I'm scaring them off. And now... we should see this right here, which is precisely what we want. Which is like a... oh, yeah, this actually will be massive. There we go. And then what we'll do is we'll keyframe it so that right here will begin and right here it will end. There we go. And now flatlining and then dropping back down. I'm mostly just upset that most of these reflections will go unnoticed because that's so sweet render. But it probably better not force it. There we go. Oh, the arrow will be really misleading, but we might modify the script for that. So the height. Red line is the velocity, blue line is the height. Let this happen. Second. Now both of them sometimes give us the total energy, which is always constant. Okay, so this, oh yeah, and we'll also do want to render it. And in order to render it, we're just gonna add this right here into the, this will actually be the 5D file. And this is from 1850 to 1950, like this. And then we want to output this precise thing right into folder number 20. Isn't this a thrilling live stream? 20. And then actually we'll do the exact same thing except from 1920 to 2050. Right here, folder 21. Because this will be the exact same thing except for the blue line. Also, I'm not wasting any render time in the background right now because I'm rendering for all the videos. So what we're going to do for this is we're gonna just copy this whole mess, insert right here, and then just keyframe it appropriately. Am I too exciting? We need an old guy reading a story in the background. Alright. There. Now this should work. Oh wait, I forgot to copy keyframes right here. Sweet. Now, next we have... It isn't, and based on the strategy seems sweet. I mean, what possible scenario would this line not be constant? No, really, a genuine question. Pause for a second, see if we can answer it. The answer is pretty simple. It was a bit of in itself because our ball is stationary and on the floor, which means that both its kinetic and potential energy is 0. And yes, that's what I meant, that these two altogether can actually be lower. And this will be also an annoying thing to visualize, because for that we'll need yet another file, 6D, in which ball will be on the floor, so we're starting with this frame, and then these right here want to actually take these enhancements away, sick, and then want to extend them. We mostly want to extend this one. Oh damn it, why are you like this? No. Oh, why are you going off on this side? No, that's not what I need, no. Funny enough, actually, that's not what I need at all. I mean, this, oh, that's such a dumb fix. Such a dumb fix to the problem. This is such a make it fix. Because right here basically we'll have it smoothly going through. Well, relatively. $250 to 100, in which, or actually 200, it might be a longer one. We might as well, now that we're rendering it all at night, might as well go for it and go crazy. And we'll basically want to extend this background and move it so that it has some more space, because right now what will basically happen is this one also needs an additional curve on its own, because this curve will go down like so to the ground. This right here needs a modifier of the form curve, this curve. Damn it, no, not what I meant at all. Oh boy, this is not going to be fun. It was overlapping the entire time. If it will now stop overlapping, then it's gonna look weird. But the only way to actually get it to overlap would be do it mathematically, and I don't want to do it mathematically, so we're just gonna leave it actually. So yeah, now this is going to extend, and also another thing, we're going to extend all of these. So right now, after the ball falls down, the potential energy goes down. That's because, well, the ball is on the ground, so obviously potential energy is going down. The kinetic energy is going down because the ball is not moving anymore. This will also dip, and because of that, the kinetic plus potential is going down because, well, they're all going down, so obviously. We could also move the camera to make this a bit clearer. Well, relatively clearer, I suppose. I don't like how the potential energy curve isn't flat. It should be flat. There. And the total energy also should be going flat at the end. There we go. Oh, the blur is inaccurate. Another thing I would push. I don't know kinetic energy very well. If it's nearby connecting with this, it's just so when it comes to energy, energy is very confusing because it's used all the time in physics, but it's also kind of made up. So energy is just the capacity for doing work, which you can think of energy is just a possibility for change, right? The more change you can do, the more energy you have. That's basically as an oversimplification. And kinetic energy is just change through movement of mass, to be exact. So if you have something that has mass and is moving, then the more change it can cause, the higher its kinetic energy is. A massive thing moving, causing change. So for example, if you have a ball, move. Why? What? Basically physical change. Yes. So if you have a ball that's moving forward, right, and you have a wall, then the more massive the ball is, right, so the larger the ball is, the more of an impact it's going to cause. Or the faster the ball is, the more of an impact it's going to cause. That's why kinetic energy is basically momentum times velocity, if I remember correctly. But that's boring math details, and boring math details are only useful when you're actually doing stuff with it, but then you can just check the Wikipedia, and that's much better source. That's boring math detail. For actual understanding, that's what it is. And that's actually what all energies are for. So for example, radial energy is the potential of change of the electromagnetic spectrum. So radial energy tells you how much change can light cause. Potential energy tells you, is really tricky because potential energy actually tells you how much change can happen. And it feels really weird. It really, honestly, if you really look deep into it, it feels like physicists just, like, it's a coincidence, but every time for change is energy. Capacity for change is energy. So measuring how much change you can make. That's an oversimplification, but yes. Because energy is just capacity for work, and work is basically just changing stuff. Yeah, so how much change can you cause? That's basically the energy. There we go. This should be good enough. And then we'll have 250. So in order to render this, we'll go from 60, from 250 to 200, and that's 60, and that's going to go into 22. Allow me to add in the folder. I am really tired. How long have I been streaming for? We actually did a lot this stream. Crazy lot. An hour. Yeah, I feel like I'm going to call it a day. We did a crazy lot this stream. Wait, so is it just a name thing, or are different types of energy really different? That's where the problems happen. Because they are, depending on... No, I am going to answer first before I go. I'm not going to leave you hanging. Because that depends who you ask. For example, kinetic energy, and so three energies basically. You have kinetic energy, you have thermal energy, and then you have electrical energy. And so the thing is, kinetic energy is just the movement of mass. Thermal energy is just the average movement of mass. And electrical energy is movement of electrons. And what you might notice that they all kind of seem like the exact same fucking thing. And that's because they are. So depending on the definition, you will see a different number of energies. Like thermal and electrical are just technically kinetic energy. Because movement of mass, well, electrons have mass and they are moving. So electrical energy is kinetic energy. You can think of it as, in your wires, you can think of it as literally just tiny balls zooming through it. That's actually a pretty accurate description energy-wise of what's happening, discarding the whole quantum mess. Thermal energy is just a lot of tiny stuff moving on average. So, you know, different types of energy. So in this case, different kinds of energy are kind of the same energy. However, some kinds of energy really are different. So this is all kind of kinetic, but then you have stuff like chemical energy. Chemical energy comes from bond energy, basically. So when two things are bonded, for example, the energy of this bond, that's what chemical energy is, and that really is different. So this really is different from kinetic energy, way different. Then you have stuff like radial energy, which seems similar, but it's based on the electromagnetic waves. So radial energy would also be different from those. You have stuff like potential energy, which once again is different. And nuclear energy, I guess, it's a bit more confusing with nuclear energy. But the point is, some of them are... Energy actually deserves its whole freaking video. I should just make like a quick video about energy. Oh wait, am I not making a video about energy right now? I can just add a footnote to this video. Huh, how convenient. You know what, Happy? I feel like you inspired me to add another chapter to this video we're making right now. Right here. Light semiconductors. Exothermic, endothermic. What are energies truly? Energies are kind of a fiction. There we go, and then inside this chapter we'll have an even smaller sub-chapter, which will be basically about kinetic, thermal, and electrical are kind of the same thing. Then we'll have kinetic, chemical, radio, and potential aren't. And then, but they still kind of are. There we go. Because I'm late, calculus video. I'm in neuroscience and I have to take physics this semester. I'm really terrified. Watching other mechanics video really helped. I'm really glad I did, and I really should make a just math video in general. I do have one planned, but what you all have to realize is that videos take a long time. I am going to probably make it on stream. I might, because that actually makes the video production way more consistent. I don't know if better is the right way to describe it, because most of the time is spent on rendering. I mean, today we've made how many animations? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6, that's low. 6. So basically, you know, it took us, what, 10 minutes per animation? Not a lot. However, all of these frames will take around a minute to render, which means 900 minutes, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, so that divided by 60, that's 15 hours. That's 15 hours of render time. So yeah, I would love to. It's just that at this point, there isn't much I can do about speeding up videos. It's gonna take a long time to render anyway. There are certain tricks I can use to lessen the render times a bit, so I can basically make animation smart way, but there are limits to it, and still it would still take hours. So I will make a video about math in depth. I do want to make a video about waves mostly, so like a massive video about waves, explaining everything, like a huge video going over, starting with basic operations, then calculus, probability, trigonometry, linear algebra, stuff like, then joining everything together, stuff like this, like a massive video. And I will probably make it on stream, and I'm hoping I should be able to release it before the next semester. Anyhow, I'm going to go now because I'm tired, sleepy, and I wanna take a nap. So I'm gonna take a nap. And it was really a pleasure of having you all here. I really enjoy your company today. You know what? I like you. I like you. I like you when you're in this state. Taking slow and to make a great video. I'm having fun walking on stream. So on the stream I'm being also really productive. So right here I might not. Oh wait, no, this is wrong. No, stop. Render dot ps1. ps1. Wait, no. ps1 render dot ps. Wait, what am I doing wrong? Oh, I'm in the wrong spot. That's what I'm doing wrong. That makes sense. Okay, hold on. I should really start this before I end the stream, because just to make sure that nothing bad's gonna happen. PS. Just render. Oh yeah, render wasn't working because I was in the wrong spot. There we go. Now this should be rendering. All of them. And once this is done, this should all be rendered. Festive. Yeah, I appreciate it. Thank you. I'm really glad you all. That's actually why I'm doing this. The nicest thing about the additional quantum mechanics video, honestly, was that it got a lot of comments. And if you scroll through them, most of them have a heart. And every single heart I left on the comment was because I read the comment and Manu got it. Because I like reading comments. It's fun. I like the feedback. It's really nice. And I want you all to know that I do read comments and they're phenomenal. I know it's a very, like, a vain thing to say. I know, but I don't honestly care. It's just, I really like it. I'm really glad people like that video. Anyhow, for now, I'm going to end the stream right now. There we go. No more stalling. I have to go take a nap. For now, that'll be it. Thank you everyone so much for watching, and have a great day. Bye.